Good Sunday evening. I'm Certified Meteorologist Nick Kelly checking in on this April 9th of 2017. Hopefully everybody had a great weekend. It was definitely warm with highs today and yesterday pushing upper 70s to lower 80s. We can thank the good south wind for that throughout the course of this weekend. If you follow me on my Facebook page at all, you might have noticed that earlier this afternoon, and especially early this evening, I was keeping an eye on the chance for some scattered strong to possibly severe storms popping up across parts of Kansas and Oklahoma. Fortunately, it didn't pan out, which is good news if you are not a fan of thunderstorms, and certainly if you're not a fan of severe weather. If you don't mind a little science lesson, let me explain why we kept things pretty quiet so far. The SkyWatch Storm Tracker, you can see the satellite and radar looping back from 6 a.m. to about 6 p.m. for our Sunday around here. At the surface, we have our cold front to our northwest, and especially off to our west, we have a dry line draped across the central part of Kansas. In our neck of the woods, we've had definitely the warm air in place, and we've had unstable air in place for a good portion of the day. So if you go by a rough checklist for a severe setup, we did have the instability in place. We had the wind shear in place, the wind shear being the winds turning with height and speeding up as you go up in the atmosphere. The lift, we have the dry lines, which some of the time it can provide enough lift to get thunderstorms going. And the moisture, even though we had dew points in the lower 60s for most spots, the moisture was there to provide at least some fuel for any thunderstorms. The thing is, though, they couldn't really get going this afternoon and this evening because of the pocket of warm air aloft, which we call the cap. And that really does play a key role in determining on whether or not we get any strong or severe thunderstorms or any rain to develop overall with the type of setup that we had. So what does a cap do? It kind of puts a lid on the moisture from rising up into the atmosphere. Moisture likes to be warmer than the surrounding air as it lifts up into the atmosphere. That allows it to really climb high up into the sky, condense, get some impressive rain and thunderstorms going. If we have a good cap in place, the moisture can try to rise up, but that warm air aloft kind of keeps that moisture at bay. So unless you have some mechanisms in place, or if the moisture isn't strong enough to break through that cap, you're going to be pretty hard-pressed to find thunderstorms. And that is exactly what kept us quiet this afternoon and especially this evening. I still expect some thunderstorms overnight, but thankfully we're not going to be dealing with anything in terms of severe weather for the most part. The view from 7th and Range Line today and this evening, kind of a windy view, but a quiet view overall. The official numbers, if I can quickly hide the webcam for you, no rain in the rain bucket, 64 to start this morning, which is closer to our average high of 68, and our high today was 79 at the airport in Joplin, not too far from our record high of 88 set back in 2011, 6 years ago on this very date. Elsewhere around the region, everybody topped out again in the upper 70s and a few spots topping out in the lower 80s. And fast forward to our temperature check at 10:48. A few upper 60s already. 69 in Iola, Cassville, 68 in Monette. And the rest of us still trying to hold on to the lower 70s all across the region. Again, that south wind was our main culprit for the warm-up throughout the day, and it certainly was back at it again today. Sustained winds at 20 to 25 miles per hour, gusts near 40 at times. Thankfully, as we go throughout the day tomorrow, we will see the wind eventually die down, but with the west wind eventually kicking in, that will cool us down just a bit over the next few days. Let's get to the radar network coming up on 10:49. Not a lot going on. You can't help but notice, though, within the last 10 minutes or so, especially north of the area, in fact, just east of Emporia. In fact, that's a little shower, maybe a random thunderstorm trying to get going just north of Garnett. We'll see if that can hold on as we go throughout the overnight, but overall it is indicative of what I'm expecting throughout the overnight after we've kept things quiet this afternoon and this evening so far. Any good thunderstorms staying north of us. We still have our cold front to work on through the area, and it's going to work with whatever moisture we have in place and this ability that we have in place throughout the overnight, and especially tomorrow morning. So as that front sweeps through, I do expect at least a line, if not a broken line, of rain and thunderstorms as we get Monday morning underway. So let me walk you through your future track forecast for the rest of the night, and as we go throughout your day on Monday. You can see back at 10 o'clock, doing a good job picking up on the partly to mostly cloudy skies that we have in place, and temperature still being mild. Let's fast forward to 3 a.m. You can see the future track hinting on that idea, and I still think it's a valid idea. At least a broken line, if not a somewhat solid line of some rain and even some embedded thunderstorms. I'm really hard-pressed to see a severe setup from this point on, especially as any rain or storms get going throughout the overnight and by the time the morning drive gets underway. If we see a strong or possibly severe storm, it could be mainly hailstones up to about the size of quarters or an inch in diameter, and maybe a random wind gust near 60. I think the better chances of that stay north of us for the rest of the night. So I just have the rain gear handy because I do expect some rain and thunderstorms around to start your Monday morning out. Otherwise, a bit of a mild start with lows in most spots right around 62. Fast forward to the noon hour on Monday. Monday morning is going to be all about the cloud cover and that chance for rain and thunderstorms working from northwest to southeast along that front. Once that front clears the area, in fact, it should be clearing the area, if not completely out of here by the time we hit the noon hour. So from noon on, skies will turn partly sunny, maybe mostly sunny for some of you, and that'll allow a nice warm-up. Even with the west wind at 5 to 15 miles per hour, we'll at least rebound to highs in most spots right around 73. Fast forward to about 8 o'clock, with partly cloudy to mostly clear skies and a north breeze eventually kicking in. Temperatures look to cool off quickly. We'll be in the lower 60s by 8 o'clock Monday evening. By Tuesday morning, I think the future track is being a little bit cool, but do not be surprised if you need a light jacket in the morning at the very least as you start your Tuesday out. I have overnight lows dropping to about 46 degrees, and that segues perfectly into our 7-day forecast. I have us quiet, partly sunny, and mild again for Tuesday, but a little bit cooler than the past few days. Highs should top out around 66. Let's go 72 on Wednesday with partly sunny skies. But as we go into Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Easter, Sunday, even though we stay mild, if not a bit warm, with highs going from the mid to upper 70s, I have thunderstorm chances working back in Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and on Easter Sunday. Some of the storms could be strong, so we'll keep an eye on things as we roll right into the upcoming holiday weekend. But again, though, once we get past Monday morning, at least we'll keep things quiet Monday afternoon, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Have a good night, and have a great week, everybody.